The discussion around Melody Shari and Martell Holt has once again become a major topic among viewers of Love and Marriage Huntsville. This time, the situation feels more confusing than usual because of the number of claims, emotions, and unanswered questions involved. Many people watching from the outside are trying to understand what is actually happening and why the story feels so tangled. At the center of it all is Melody Shari, who appears to be pulled into a situation involving accusations, threats, and claims made by a woman who says her life and business were negatively affected. According to information shared online, a woman has come forward claiming that Melody Shari and another individual known as Queen Sheba were involved in actions that caused her harm. The woman says she believed she was helping or supporting Melody, but instead found herself feeling exposed, betrayed, and overwhelmed. What makes this situation difficult to follow is that the woman's statements are emotional and sometimes unclear, leaving viewers unsure of what parts are factual and what parts may be misunderstandings or exaggerations. The woman claims that Melody and Queen Sheba knew what she was doing and why she was doing it. She questions whether Melody wants to resolve the matter privately or continue allowing the conflict to play out publicly. One of the most serious parts of her claims involves allegations about personal information. She states that sensitive details, including Social Security information and private documents, were somehow involved or exposed. These claims immediately raise concerns about privacy and trust because sharing such information is not common and usually requires a high level of closeness. As the woman continues explaining her side, she brings up a situation connected to Jerry Bond and suggests that the goal was to catch Martell Holt. According to her, this plan backfired and caused damage to her own life instead. This part of the story adds to the confusion because it is not clear how Melody would be directly responsible for these actions or why the woman would agree to be involved in something that could risk her personal and professional stability. Throughout her statements, the woman repeatedly says that she expected support from Melody, but instead felt ignored or used. She accuses Melody of actions that allegedly harmed her business, reputation, and creative work. She claims that her poetry was mishandled or deleted, and that she lost access to important accounts, including financial resources. These accusations paint a picture of someone who feels deeply wronged and emotionally distressed. One of the most troubling aspects of the story for viewers is the claim about access to private data, including passwords and Social Security information. Many observers have pointed out that it is unusual for someone to share this type of information unless there is extreme trust involved. This has caused people to question how much responsibility falls on Melody and how much may be due to poor judgment or misunderstanding on the part of the woman making the accusations. As the story spreads online, commentators and content creators have openly admitted that the situation is hard to follow. Details are missing, timelines are unclear, and much of the information comes from short clips rather than full conversations. This fragmented way of receiving information makes it difficult to form a clear picture of what truly happened. Viewers are left trying to piece together a puzzle without all the pieces. The woman also claims that she was unable to access her bank account and that she missed out on financial opportunities and events. She specifically mentions missing the Winter Wonderland party and states that she lost over $500. These financial concerns add another layer to the conflict, making it not just emotional but also professional. When money and business are involved, situations tend to escalate more quickly. Legal threats are another serious part of this situation. The woman states that she plans to sue Melody if the matter is not resolved and even threatens to damage Melody's business. These statements raise the stakes and suggest that the woman believes her claims strongly enough to take formal action. However, many viewers question whether there is actual evidence to support such serious accusations. The claim of identity theft is one of the most confusing elements of the story. The woman alleges that she was used by Melody to catch Martell Holt and that her personal information was exposed as a result. commentators struggle to understand how this would work in reality and why Melody would be involved in such a plan. Without clear proof or explanation, this part of the narrative remains questionable. Throughout all of this, Melody Shari has remained mostly silent. She has not publicly responded to the accusations, which has left a large gap in the story. Some people believe her silence is strategic, as responding could make the situation worse. Others feel that her lack of response allows speculation to grow. Either way, without hearing her side directly, it is impossible to fully judge the situation. Many viewers also look at this situation through the lens of reality television. Love and Marriage Huntsville has always been known for drama, and some fans believe producers prefer cast members with troubled personal lives. A poll shared among viewers suggests that many people think drama is intentionally encouraged to boost ratings. This belief adds to the idea that situations like this may be amplified or even exploited for entertainment. There is also debate about the credibility of the woman making the accusations. While her emotional distress seems real, some of her claims appear difficult to verify. For example, the idea that someone would casually share Social Security information or allow access to their work computer raises questions. Observers wonder whether parts of the story are being misunderstood or exaggerated due to emotional stress. At the same time, many people express empathy for the woman. Even if some details are unclear or questionable, her emotional pain appears genuine. She describes feeling betrayed, overwhelmed, and financially strained. This emotional reality makes it difficult for viewers to completely dismiss her claims, even if they remain skeptical. Social media plays a major role in how this story has unfolded. Clips, screenshots, and third-party messages circulate quickly, often without full context. This makes it easy for misunderstandings to grow. In this case, much of what the public knows comes from fragments rather than full explanations, which fuels confusion and debate. Financial issues continue to be a recurring theme. The woman insists she was not paid for her products and that her business suffered as a result of this situation. These claims blur the line between personal conflict and professional disagreement. When business and personal relationships overlap, conflicts can become especially messy. The presence of legal language and threats adds pressure to the situation. The woman repeatedly mentions lawsuits and consequences, suggesting that she feels ignored and desperate for resolution. However, legal action requires clear evidence, and many viewers question whether such evidence exists or whether emotions are driving these statements. Another issue raised by this situation is privacy. Claims involving personal documents, computer access, and sensitive information highlight the importance of digital safety. Observers stress that people should be careful about who they trust and what information they share, especially in professional or semi-public situations. As the story continues, questions about Melody's role remain unanswered. Was she aware of what was happening? Did she allow the situation to escalate, or was she caught off guard? Without direct communication from her, viewers are left guessing. Her silence may be intentional, but it also leaves room for speculation. Despite the accusations, many commentators note that Melody's products and professional reputation have generally been well received. There has not been widespread criticism of her work, which suggests that this incident may be isolated. This context helps some viewers remain cautious about accepting all claims at face value. The relationships between the people involved remain unclear. Who exactly is the woman making these claims? How close was she to Melody and Queen Sheba? Why did she have access to sensitive information? These unanswered questions are a major reason why the story feels incomplete. Emotion plays a strong role throughout this situation. The woman frequently expresses anger, sadness, and frustration. Even those trying to remain objective acknowledge that high emotions can distort perception. This makes it difficult to separate facts from feelings. Third-party observers admit they lack full access to the original accounts and conversations. Without direct statements from Melody or full documentation, verification is nearly impossible. This highlights a broader issue with online conflicts, where people often form opinions based on incomplete information. Digital security is another key lesson from this situation. Claims about passwords and personal data serve as reminders of how important it is to protect private information. Even trusted relationships can change, and once information is shared, it cannot be taken back. Some viewers believe misunderstandings may be at the core of this conflict. Emotional distress, financial pressure, and unclear communication can cause people to interpret events in extreme ways. While this does not invalidate the woman's feelings, it does suggest that the full truth may be more complex than it appears. The reason this story continues to attract attention is because it combines personal drama, business disputes, and public exposure. The lack of resolution keeps viewers engaged, waiting for clarity or official statements. As long as key questions remain unanswered, speculation will continue. In the end, the situation involving Melody Shari, Martell Holt, and the unnamed woman remains unresolved and emotionally charged. The claims are serious, but the facts are unclear. Melody's silence leaves a gap in the story, while the woman's emotional expressions highlight the personal toll of the conflict. This situation reflects the challenges public figures face in the digital age. Personal conflicts can quickly become public spectacles, and social media can amplify emotions while blurring facts. It also shows how easily misunderstandings can grow when communication breaks down. For viewers of Love and Marriage Huntsville, this ongoing drama is both fascinating and frustrating. It raises important questions about privacy, trust, accountability, and the role of reality television in shaping public narratives. Until more clear information is shared, the story will remain a mix of truth, emotion, and speculation. As events continue to develop, many believe that clarity can only come through verified evidence or direct statements. Until then, viewers are left observing from the outside, trying to make sense of a situation that remains complicated, emotional, and unresolved.